What's up? How's it going? I woke up this morning and Spirit let me know that I was supposed to make this video. I am really new to being on camera, and I'm weird, so I don't know. We'll just see how this goes. I wanted to, say what's up, and, well, I didn't even want to make this video at all. But Spirit was like, do it. So, the agenda is to tell you a little bit about myself and to discuss another subject with you guys. I don't know whether Spirit is gonna have me pull any cards or not. So, okay, so I am like a super psychic intuitive. My abilities are sort of like a burden to me because they're so intense. I'm really working on trying to have a good attitude about them, so you're kind of with me on that journey. I was pretty much born with my abilities. The other thing that Spirit wanted me to discuss today is twin flames. I, like most things, do not have an absolute belief on anything. Because, I'm conscious, I'm aware, and that's about all I know. So everything else is observation and a pretty good guess. I feel like the main message that Spirit is wanting me to talk to you guys about when it comes to twin flames is to share some stuff about myself. So I was born with my abilities, and when I was about 9 years old, I realized that I had been talking to somebody every night before I went to sleep. This is ultra personal. Aries, Scorpio moon. Today's my birthday, so I'm an Aries with the Scorpio moon, so intense much. Let's start out with a bang. So this is super personal, but when I was 9, I realized that I had been talking to somebody before I went to sleep every night. It's weird, that you could do something like that and not realize it, but I hadn't realized it. I was just a kid. When I was 9, I realized that it was I didn't ever know what to call him besides my husband, because we'd always been together. I felt, it's like I could remember him being with me. And I realized that it was from a past life. And once I made the realization, it was like his soul's time to move on. I don't know if he was like being born. I'm 38 years old today, so I so anyway, I felt like I was supposed to say that. It's kind of difficult for me to share these things about myself on camera. I don't know why. I guess I'm just nervous. Anyway, so there were other messages that came after that, and I'm also a writer, and I'm writing a book about my life because my life story is, well, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna think I'm making this shit up. I'll just put it to you like that. And I'm not. So in some of the things that I've written, I've already touched on some of these things. Some of my past life memories, sort of some of the ways that I kind of manipulated my mind when I was really young. Somebody told me that I only used 10% of my brain when I was, somewhere around 9-10 years old. And I got really, really mad because I was not a happy kid. I had a pretty abusive childhood, and I felt like I was this really old, like wise, powerful being stuck in this little kid's body. And I felt really awkward, and I felt really uncomfortable. I still feel really uncomfortable in this world. Like, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my god, here we go. This place again. So, I got really angry when somebody told me that I only used 10% of my brain, because even as a little kid I thought, this is bullshit. Like, so I could maybe have 90 90% more of my brain could be accessible to me, which is probably where all my superpowers are, and I can't get to that shit, and I could be probably making my life better. This is some bullshit. So I tried at that point to do some things that are really hard for me to explain, to put into words. Like, I kind of excavated my brain and tried to like blow open the doors in there, because I was really hungry for the rest of my brain. Now, I've done more research on this sense, and some people think that that's a myth. Again, who the fuck knows, right? But the point, I think, that Spirit's really trying to get me to make with you is, I had this connection and this remembrance of what always felt like the other half of my soul. And I tried to sort of discuss this with people as I grew up, and it was a very, very unusual idea. It was a very unusual thing for anybody to be hearing about. I never met anybody that was like me or felt like me or had those same sort of memories or feelings. I would try to date guys and just end up crying and feeling like I was cheating on somebody that I never met. And it's been very difficult for me because I personally remembered always being with him from the time I was really young, and we were just always together, sort of like a set, But it was different this time, and my path was really, really difficult as well. So, then I think it was about 2012, I started to become aware of the term twin flame. And I was immediately drawn to it because I thought maybe that's who this is, maybe that's what this is, maybe that's what this memory is. Still, I don't know. Since 2012, there has been an ass load of information floating around about twin flames. Now, I just want to let you know that if you are trying to live your life according to some shit that you have read somewhere, I'm in no way judging you, so let me rephrase that. I will not live my life according to anything that I have read anywhere, in any sort of religious doctrine. I've read a lot of them. I've found a lot of wisdom in a lot of them. I've found a lot of connections to the spirit world through a lot of these texts from a lot of different religions. The point I'm trying to make is that I can make a simple post on Facebook and ask a very simple question, and I'm a pretty good writer. I'm much better at writing than I am speaking like this. It's a very clear-cut question. Motherfuckers still gonna fuck that shit up, okay? Like, they're still gonna read it and be like, answer this shit totally fucking wrong, and come out thinking, like, after they've read it, they answer the question as if I have asked a completely different question, and the words are right there. And it's written very, very precisely. They're still gonna fuck it up. So, that right there is proof that y'all maybe shouldn't be living your life according to some shit that you have read. Because it's written and rewritten, and it's old, and people fuck shit up. So, I'm not saying, like, I'm not hating on the Bible, I'm not hating on the Quran, I'm not doing that, because I think it's beautiful that these things exist. I have gotten a lot of really good stuff. I've had a lot of really good experiences from studying these books. But this is sort of what I'm trying to get at with the twin flame journey, okay? There are a lot of people saying a lot of shit about this, okay? And Spirit really wanted me to hit on a few really important subjects about this today. First of all, you know, y'all can focus on your money, and that's really good. I mean, y'all can focus on anything you want. How you look, what kind of clothes you got, what kind of car you drive, how much money is in the bank, your kids. No, I'm gonna take the kids out of that. 'Cause what I'm trying to get at is you can focus on whatever you want, and you can say that there is some, like, physical, earthly thing that matters the most to you. And I'm gonna call bullshit on that, because there is only one thing that is truly the most important thing to every single person alive. Fight me on this, because I will debate it up and down all day long. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit because I said I don't believe in absolutes. But this is something that I've seen and I pay really close attention. And like I said, I have a lot of really strong abilities. So I would fight y'all on this one. I would. It's love. It's romantic love. It is romantic love, romantic relationships, you know, trying to find the one. It is the most important thing. It is the driving force. We are created this way. On a biological level and on a soul level, we are created this way. You can have kids and you can love your kids, and that's part of it, but that's not, I mean, you can argue that you're created to have the driving force to find a mate to have children. I call bullshit on that too. I do, because we don't even, it's out of our hands, you know. I've had several miscarriages. I don't have any children. So that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have children. What I'm trying to say is it's not up to me, and it isn't up to you. You have children when Spirit decides that Spirit is going to give you children. There are times when people, you know, women go through biological seasons where they crave children. It's a biological season. But from the time you're born to the time you die, your heart is never going to stop searching for your one true love. Now, you can get hurt and try to shut that part of yourself off and focus on your money and focus on your cars and focus on other shit, you know, addictions. It's just because you're really trying to forget that that is really what your heart is craving. And it's because in a romantic union is when you are given the opportunity to love new parts of yourself. That person reflects things back to you in a way that nobody else can. You can't get that reflection in any other way. So there's a lot of shit floating around about twin flames, and here is what Spirit, the message Spirit has for me to give to you guys about twin flames. There are different types of connections. You know, there's different types of connections that have been labeled: karmic, soulmate, twin flame. And there's some truth to this, and then there's also some falsehood to this. How it really works, the message that I've been given about this is that how it really works, whatever you need to see reflected back at you in that moment is going to denote the love interest that you are drawn to. Whatever new part of yourself that you need to love, you are going to be attracted, drawn to the person that displays those characteristics. Do we have soul contracts? I think so. Do we have unfinished business with some souls? I think that's probably true as well. As we go through our lives, we can run into heartache, heartbreak, betrayal with lovers. Those things are supposed to be reconciled in the same lifetime. If those things are not reconciled, that turns into karma that rolls over into the next lifetime.